Wake up everybody, we got stuff to do. Welcome back to Rusty Wrench Repair. Today we're going to be doing some work on the C6 transmission. If you look over here, something bad happened. Bolt broke off in the case. I guess it's pretty common. You got aluminum case, steel bolt, got some electrolysis happening. So snapped off. We're gonna try welding the nut to it first. I don't like drilling stuff. I hate it. I always screw it up. I can count on probably one hand out of a million that I've successfully drilled and tapped and didn't have to go way bigger. Or I'm just no good at drilling stuff. So we're gonna try to weld a nut to this and get that bad boy out. So I got a bunch of nuts. Most of them are tiny, but we're gonna see if we can weld one to it and pull that thing out of there. First, we're gonna clean it off. All right, now that we got it cleaned up, let's get the welder over here, and we'll put just start a weld on the what's left of the bolt. And then we'll get a nut on here like this. And then we'll fill it with weld. Spray some penetrating oil on there. Some lubricant. It's lubricant today. We're going to get this thing out of here. Hopefully. And then see if we can turn that thing out of there. Nope. Oh no. Well, that did not work at all. And it broke off even deeper down in there, which kind of had a suspicion that it would. So, we're probably going to have to drill it. Boo. That sucks. Alright, we're going to... Sorry, I sound so disappointed. I really wanted that to work. We're going to drill this thing out. We'll get it out. I got faith. We're going to center punch it. It did break off not even close to flat, so that's wonderful. We're going to try our best to center punch it directly in the center, and then we're going to use a 30 seconds drill bit to start. I might even go a little smaller than that, actually. Let's get it center punched here. Yeah, I think we are going to go a little bit smaller than that. go 5/64 to start, and then we'll go to 3/32. We're gonna take it slow. Use a little bit of cutting fluid. Put a little bit of that on there. Oh yeah, it's cold out here, so it's like gel. All right, here we go. Here we go now. Maybe not. That is not even close to being centered. Doesn't help that this thing doesn't sit still. Yeah, that's not even close to center. This is why I don't like drilling stuff out. Lube it up. It's always good to lube the hole first. Okay. Whoa! Thing flew out of there like a rocket. Okay, we're gonna go next size up. 7/64. Well, as you can see, I am not even close to center. Which I know damn well that punch was centered, but because of the way that it broke off, I'm sure that drill bit walked just a little bit, and that was enough to put me off center. This is why I hate drilling stuff. I should have just cut it off flat and drilled it to begin with, and then I could have center punched it and it would have been flat, so the drill bit wouldn't have walked off to the side there. But here we are. I'm gonna see if I have an easy out and see if maybe that'll help. See if maybe I can get an easy out in there and turn it out. But if not, we'll have to try something different. All right, guys. You see the mess. Boy, do I love drilling bolts out. So, remember how I said usually I never get on center and then I have to drill it bigger? Well, yep, had to drill it bigger. So I believe this was 1/4 when I started. It's now 5/16 18 thread. And I got this bolt 5/16 18, but I wanted to see how long a bolt I needed. So that's about 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch long. So I'm gonna have to get some short 5/16 18 bolts. And then gonna have to see what I have to do on the bracket that holds the speedo cable in here. Probably have to drill out that bracket a little bit. No big deal. But this is now 5/16 instead of, I believe it was 1/4. Yep. So I wish welding a nut would have worked. We tried to rewind to go back to where it was that far sticking out, and then I could have cut it flush, and this would have been probably just as bad, but here we are. I hate drilling stuff. I'm bad at it. But get in there. It looks pretty good. You can get down. Yeah, the lighting sucks. But take my word for it, it's fantastic. Nope. It'll work. It'll do what we need it to do. As you can see, this is 5/16 bolt, threads in there nice and tight, so that's all we needed to do. We will get some bolts for it. We're going to move on from this, and we're going to do some thorough cleaning on all this stuff over here. And then all this stuff over here, I got some seals to replace on the pump, and I'm going to go through that and clean it up real good. And then I got that box full of clutches and drums and pistons and stuff. Oh my. We're going to go through that, clean it real good, replace some seals, and then we're going to start getting this transmission put back together. Alright guys, we're going to take this front pump from the transmission apart. We got the, well, I'm not going to say we got the bolt out of the tail shaft housing. That's not the tail shaft housing.
I was getting there.
No, still not the tail shaft housing. Yeah, there you go. We got the bolt out of there. You know, not actually going to say that we got the bolt out of there, because extracting the bolt is not what we did. Yeah. We drilled it out, and now it will accept a bolt that's a little bit bigger than what it used to be. So, yeah, on to this now. So we're going to take this pump apart real quick. I don't know what's in here. I got a book about it, but I can't read, so, and there's no pictures. I mean, there's pictures in here. All kinds of pictures. They even have a picture of the front pump in here somewhere. But yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. So I got some of the bolts out of here. We're gonna take the rest of them out here. Yeah. Hey, don't roll away. Just stay here. Won't hurt you, I promise. So we got some stuff in here. It actually don't look bad. It's not real dirty or anything like that. So, oh, that's fancy. So I know there's a bushing in here I think we got to change. We got to change this front pump seal. We got to change this outer seal. I think this bushing in here we have to change. And then basically really just clean it up. And then we'll soak it in some transmission fluid. And put it back together. Let's get this cleaned up. See what else we got to do in here. Make sure I change everything and everything's good to go. And then we'll start getting all the drums. The drums taken apart. There's a drum in there we got to take apart and change some seals in there. There's some piston seals that we need to change. Some other bushings. I checked everything else. We got to get those clutches knocked off of the one drum. And then I think we're ready to start putting everything back together. I got the snap rings. And everything I need. So if we're lucky, we'll get this thing back together and it'll do transmission-y things again. The direction selection device will select direction again, hopefully. Fingers and toes crossed. Yep, they're crossed. Okay, I can't. Okay. All right, let's get her done. All right, working on this front pump. We're gonna get the seal out, get the bushing out. I'm not 100% sure how to get that bushing out, but we're going to. We're gonna get the seal out real quick, hopefully not screw anything up. Okay. Oh, look at that. It came out fairly intact. I did clean it up off camera. It's actually still a little wet from the brake clean because it's negative 82 degrees out here. It's frickin' freezing. But so I did notice this bushing, there's a notch in this bushing that's supposed to be lined up with this hole, and it's not. So I kind of wonder if this has been, somebody's been in this before. Or what. But as far as wear goes, the surface here is still real smooth, and I guess that's a good thing. These gears sit flush here, so if you put these in here, they sit pretty flush. Not a lot of wear there. There's not a big clearance, which I guess when your pump is real worn, that's what you'll see, and you'll see a lot of wear right here between the two cavities, where the gear has worn into that, and it's smooth. So that's a good thing. We're just going to try to drive this out with a flathead screwdriver. Obviously I'm going to try to stay away from the wall of the pump. But I got my bushing and seal driver kit, and it doesn't have one that's the perfect size to push that out, so we're going to kind of improvise a little bit. So we'll go with that one. It's kind of hefty. Kind of hefty like my third girlfriend. It's not that funny, don't laugh. She couldn't help it. That ain't gonna work. Okay, try not to hit myself. Alright, that's not working either. Let's try it the other way. Oh, yeah, that's working. Let me find something to stick under this. Sure.
What do you say on these?
Yeah, I don't know.
One each side of it.
I mean, they're kind of soft, but I think it's almost out now, so it should work. Oh yeah, perfect. Good thinking. So there's the old bushing. She's out. Not in anymore. So we got our new bushing. Now that where this notch, as you can see on this bushing, there's a notch right there. And it's supposed to line up with that cavity right there. Now that perfectly lines up between the two cavities here. So when we drive this back in, we're going to line that notch up right there. And then I got my seal driver. And you can see it's not completely perfect, but it is lined up with that cavity there. So there's that. And then we'll get our new seal. So there's a spring inside of these seals, and there is the possibility of that seal popping out. Now, obviously I haven't done any transmissions ever before. This is my first one, but I have driven a lot of these seals in, whether it be pinions or axle seals or whatever, tail shaft seals, and they all have that spring in there. That's to keep pressure against whatever it's sealing against, whether it be a drive shaft or in this case the torque converter. But there is a possibility that that spring can pop out, and that's no bueno. So I always fill them with, this is Brake Life, it's just brake grease, dielectric grease, Vaseline. Use whatever you want. I just use this because it's clear, and when it's not negative 82 degrees outside, it comes out nice and easy, and you can just push it around, which is not the case right now. Woo! Does not want to come out of there. This is Cheez Whiz style, and the cheese ain't whizzing. You're allowed to laugh. Kayvon's back there stifling his laughs. He thinks I'm funny. He just shook his head no. So I fill it up like that. That will keep that spring from popping out of there. Spread the grease around in there. And then we'll drive her in. Use our seal driver. Perfect.
Perfection.
So we got the new seal in, new bushing. We're gonna get the rest of this pump cleaned up and then get it back together, and then we'll start with the rest of the innards, the drums and pistons and the seals for the pistons and snap rings and gaskets and stuff. Oh my. Alright, we got all this stuff cleaned up. I put some assembly goo into the cavities. The book recommends to pack the cavities. I'm not gonna pack it, but I did put some assembly goo in. Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks. Goodness, can't talk. I did put some assembly goo in there. So, we're gonna get these gears back in there. Now this, I was looking at it, it's got like a beveled edge here and then a flat edge here. And I was like, ruh-roh, which way does that go? So the flat part of it that's flush with the gear has to be up. Alright, and I am gonna put a little bit of tranny fluid in there. And then you want to line these 3 holes up with these 3 holes. Get our bolts. Get them started. I'm trying my best to keep any debris or foreign material out of here, because that is the transmission's worst nightmare. I gotta figure out what the torque spec is on those and torque them. I don't think 2 Ooga Doogas is gonna be good enough. I should probably torque them with a torque wrench. So we'll figure out what that is. I was hoping it'd be on this page, but apparently it's not. So we'll figure out what that is, get this torqued down, and I'm gonna get all those clutches and drums and everything out on the table, and then we'll start going through those and changing seals. Oh, before I forget, I almost forgot. Let's oh yeah, I used tape to hold up my pump while I put the bolts on. We're gonna change this seal. Maybe. Hook my hand. Normally you can just like push on these, and this seal is really rigid. Probably doesn't have anything to do with it being negative 150 degrees outside. Get that seal out of there. Got a new one in here for it. Yep, I do believe it's that one. Let me make sure. Yes, sir. This one's nice and pliable. This one is real hard. Could probably, yeah, you can see this one's real pliable. You know, this one was not. It's real stiff. So we'll get that back in there. Make sure it's seated with the line out, and we're good to go. So there's that. Pump is done. All right, we got all the various drums and clutches and planets over here. All this stuff, like I said, looks really good. No issues other than this is the Ford clutch pack, and one, we're gonna have to hammer it off of here, and these ones are free, but these ones are all stuck together right in here, pretty much what, you know, welded together. I mean, obviously not, you know, for those of you out there that aren't familiar with cars or whatever the case is, they're not welded together. They're so stuck together. That's what they say when they get stuck together. They're basically welded together. They won't do anything. So when the car is put into any gear, basically with these stuck together, no movement, the only thing the car wants to do is go forward. So we got to hammer these. Oh wait, it might be coming off that way. Maybe. Or not. So we're gonna hammer those off of there. Let me grab my hammer behind you here. Moving. Oofda. Gotta be more careful. Almost. Oh, I thought they were coming off. Oh, there's some of them. There's some more of them. And there's the rest. So everything's all good there, but yeah, like see, this is friction material on a clutch. You can see I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that's real like blue and purple. A lot of heat got to those ones. So those two are there's two there, and they're stuck together. Can't get them apart. The rest of them did fall apart as I was beating them off, but that wasn't the right words. As I was hammering them off, like this one, you can see real bad. It's got material, just it's bad. So no bueno. They need changed. I got all that stuff over there. We need to take this drum apart. There is a seal in here, I do believe, I think. We'll know when we get in there. And then there's a seal on this as a piston. I know it don't look like a piston. I gotta clean it off. You gotta get all this varnish off. But this is the piston, or a piston. And then all these little springs back here go into this. And then this and this, retain those in there. Don't believe we have to take anything apart in this one. No. But let me, I'm not gonna make you guys watch me clean all this stuff up. I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll get back to resealing, putting new seals on, changing stuff out, new clutches, and friction material I have over there. We'll get all that stuff lined out, start getting this thing all put back together and ready to go back in the case. Alright guys, as you can see over here, I started cleaning up the case of the transmission. I don't know if this stuff was undercoating they put on there or just some oxidation or whatever the case is, because it's aluminum. But when we cleaned up the case, we put it in the tank, he thought it was undercoating. It's coming right off. I was using the death wheel to get it off. Looks really nice. I don't know if I'm gonna paint it. I don't know. We'll see. But you can see I got a lot of this stuff cleaned up and put back together. You guys will see that next week. As for this video, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. It's been a long week. I haven't had a chance to get out here as much as I'd like. So I haven't had a bunch of time to spend on everything. We did what we could a couple of nights, but you know, life, kids, work, wife, you know, I just can't get out here as much as I'd like to. So you know, this has taken me a lot longer than I would like to have taken me. I would like it to have, I would have liked it. It's taken too long is what I'm trying to say.
Too damn long.
Too damn long, but you know, with the time that I have to come out here, which isn't very much, we've gotten a lot done. So we did get a lot more done, but I'm at my deadline for this week. Not deadline, but I like to get my videos out on Wednesday. So this is going to be a two-parter. Hopefully not 3 parts. Hopefully this week we can get the rest of this. I know I say hopefully a lot, but you know, with 2 kids, we had an appointment for Brantley last week. He's having some issues with his tonsils now. It seems like it's coming in rashes at my house. I'm not going to say rash too loud, or tomorrow somebody will have a rash. But just got a lot going on, guys. So I'm trying to get you guys content. I want to get a video out every Wednesday. So I hope you guys aren't too bored. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Good, bad, and different. I welcome them all. So if you got something to tell me, go ahead and say it down there in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't cost you nothing. Helps me out a ton. Any of your favorite YouTubers that you watch, I don't know who it is, if it's automotive channels or travel channels or whatever the case is, It helps them out tremendously too. So support whoever you're watching. We appreciate it very much. We're going to get some more done this week for the video next week, so you'll see some more transmission stuff. Hopefully we'll be wrapping it up and going on to the next thing. Have a couple of prospects on some vehicles we might go look at, maybe tinker with. We'll see what happens, but I appreciate you guys very much. You guys mean the world to me. Appreciate you guys that come back and watch every week and comment and like. It means the world to me, it really does. So don't forget, if you're sitting around, so is your project, guys. I'll see you on the next one.